Good morning, student. Now today's we are going to start our 14th lecture of chapter number 11, that is ray optics. Okay, and in our yesterday's video we have discussed about the combinations of the thin lenses. Okay, and with that we have just discussed about the rules for the image formation by the lens, and I have just been given you the homework that you have to be write the rules for the image formation or making of the ray diagram of the lenses. Now today we are going to start the image formation by the convex lens. First we are doing the convex lens, then we will start with the concave lens. And as you know that the convex lens is your converging lens, so same as that in the mirror, the convex lens just have the 6 ray diagrams, the 6 different position of the object, and always the converging lens or either a converging lens or a converging mirror makes the real and inverted image. You know it very well beta that the image which is real is always inverted and the image which is virtual is always erect, and only the real images are formed by the convergent mirror or the lens, and the virtual and erect image has been formed by the divergent mirror or the lens. Okay, so in this the convex lens is your converging lens, so we will make the diagram, the ray diagram, so for the different position of it. So in that series, the first condition we are taking it the same one as we are taking in the mirror, that when the object is infinite, object is at infinite. So when the object is at infinite, I am taking the, this one is your convex mirror. Okay, and this one is your principal axis, and I will just bifurcated take the partition of it. Now suppose that when the object is at infinite, so the one ray is coming from the optical center and the another ray is just be coming through the focus. So when it coming through the focus, it will be parallel. And always remember that the image formed by it is very much small, because look at here, the object is very much bigger and image formed by it is very small, and it is formed at the focus point. Okay, at F. So first F is this, and this one, suppose this is your F1, so this will be your F2. Here the image has been formed. Okay, when it is coming through the optical center, it will be goes straight without any deviation. When it is passing through the focal length, then it will be parallel to the principal axis. So the image is formed at F2. Okay, and here only it has to make this image, so it is the real, and if the image is real, then it is always inverted and the size is very small. We can even consider as it a point size. Like point size means we know that the football is having the bigger size, but in the, if we kept a football in a football ground, so according to the size of the football ground, the football is represented as a point size. Same as that, when with the object which is presented infinite is very much large, that the object which is present at the infinite is very much large, that its image is formed is too small, it behaves like a point image. Clear? The second condition I am taking it, that when the object is present in between infinite and 2F. Okay, so here I am making an convex lens. Okay, and this one is your principal axis. Now when the object is present at infinite and the focus 2F, so suppose the image object is here. Okay, now here is 2F. So first when the light ray is coming parallel to the principal axis, it always passes through the focus. Here it is F, this is 2f1, this is f1, this is the optical center O, and passes through the focus f2. Second, the ray has been passed through the optical center. This one is not be the straight one, the image which is formed, which is here. Okay, this is your f2, and the image has been formed between f2 and 2f2. Okay, it is in between f2 and 2f2. Here only the image has been formed, so it is real one. Real, then it was inverted and small in size. Clear beta? Okay, moving ahead with the third ray diagram. Third, the same condition is applied in the image formation of the lenses, that as the object is come near to the lens, the image is made far from the lens. Okay, the same thing is there in the mirror also, and as the object is coming nearer to the lens, its size of the image is going bigger. Okay, so first of all, when object is at infinite, its image size is of a point size, and when it is between infinite and 2f1, then its image will be of the small size. Now when the object is at 2f1, okay, remember here, if you want to correlate the lens and the mirror ray diagram and the image formation, the 2f1 is behave like a center of curvature C here. Okay, so when the object is at 2f1, so this is your convex lens, principal axis, that partition. When the object is at 2f1, this one is your f1, this one is the optical center. So when the light rays is incident parallel to the lens, then it will be passed through the focus point, and when it is moving, passing through the optical center, then without deviation. When you make it, it will be the straight one with the help of the scale. Okay, so here the image has been formed at 2f2, this is your f2. Okay, so the image has been formed at 2f2. Like in the mirror, when the object is placed at center of curvature, its image has been formed at the center of curvature, that is real, inverted and of same size. Similarly, when the object is present in the lens of 2f1, then its image has been made at 2f2. It is also real, inverted and of same size. Here in the diagram, you are not be looking towards the same size, because I will not be make this diagram with the help of the scale. If you are making with that, you are able to draw the correct diagram. Okay, now the fourth condition. Now that the object is in between, when the object is in between 2f1 and f1. Okay, so this will be your convex lens, principal axis, separation. Now here I have just be kept an object between 2f1 and f1. When the ray light is coming parallel, it has been passed through the focus, and second one is passing through the optical center. So this one is your f2, here is your 2f2, and here the image has been formed. Okay, so image has been formed between 2f2 and infinite, or you can say beyond 2f2, and its nature is real, inverted, and size is very large. Okay, like in the second condition, that when the object is in between infinite and 2f1, then image has been formed at f2 and 2f2. Now in the fourth condition, when the image is the object is in between f1 and 2f1, the image has been formed beyond 2f2, or you can say between 2f2 and infinite. Okay, clear? Now the next one, fifth one condition. In the fifth one condition, when the object is in between the focus and the optical center. Okay, so here is your convex lens, the principal axis, the separation. Okay, now the object is in between f1 and 2f1, optical center. Now first, when it is coming parallel, then it will pass through the focus. Second, it will be passed through the optical center. Then you see that both the ray lights are going parallel, so the image has been formed at infinite. Where the image has been formed? At infinite. Okay, so at infinite the image has been formed, and it is real, inverted, and very large and magnified, you can say. Okay, so here we have discussed about the 5 diagrams, the 5 ray diagram, the 5 image formation of the convex lens, and the same conditions are going on which we have used in your mirror of the concave mirror. The same thing is going on, beta. The thing is that here, see, the center of curvature is considered as 2f, and here we are having 2 surfaces, or the same, or the remaining thing are the same as that. Infinite, then the focus, infinite and 2f1, then f2 and between f2 and 2f2, at 2f1 then image has been formed at 2f2, between 2f1 and f1 the image has been formed between f2 and infinite. When object is in between optical center and the f1, the image has been formed at infinite. Now the sixth one condition, if you have remember the sixth condition of the concave mirror, so in that the image has been formed, that is virtual image, on the same side. In the mirror it was on the either side, back side of the mirror, and here it will be on the same side. Okay, so now we are moving toward the sixth condition of the image formation by convex lens. So the sixth condition is when the object is in between the condition which we have studied about, the fifth one, this one condition is when the object is present at focus. When the object is at focus, then only the image has been formed at infinite. The first one condition's opposite condition is this. Okay, now the between f1 and optical center is the sixth condition. I just become confused in this. Okay, so when the object is at focus, then the image has been formed at infinite. Okay, now moving toward the sixth one, that the object is in between focus and optical center. Okay, this one is the sixth condition, and in this is your convex lens, this is your principal axis, and the separation, Now object is at between focus and 2f1, and here is the optical center. So when it is parallel, it will be passed through the focus point f2, and another one is from the optical center. So they are diverted. So what we have to do, we have to extend the refracted ray on the backward side, and where they meet, there the image has been formed. Okay, so this image will be your where beta? On the same side of object. Okay, it is your virtual and erect and large. The fifth one condition I have just made wrong, that I am again drawing beta. Again I am making the fifth one condition. Okay, skip that fifth one which I have drawn previous. In the fifth condition, when object is at focus f1, then this one is your convex lens, principal axis, that separation. Now object is at f1. So when the light rays is coming parallel, it will be passed through the focus point from f2, and next from the optical center. Then both are parallel to each other. Okay, then the image has been formed at infinite. That is your real, inverted and very large. This is the correct diagram. Skip that previous diagram which I have made for in the fifth condition. That condition I have taken wrong. Sorry for that. Now here the fifth condition I have made it again. Okay. So all the 6 ray diagram of the image formation of the convex lens I have just been made. Okay. Now we have just be move with the next image formation, that is for the concave lens. Okay, so next is your image formation by concave lens. Okay, in this all the same things, the same conditions we are taking beta. Okay, that the position of the object, the ray diagram. Okay, so first one is your position of object, next is your ray diagram, third one is position of image, and last one is nature and size. Okay, so the same topic we have just be taken in this image formation by the concave lens also, and in this that you know it very well that the concave lens is your divergent lens. So in this the two conditions we are discussing here. So your first condition is that when the object is in between is at infinite. Okay, so this is your concave lens, thicker from the edges, thinner from the center, and this one is your principal axis, and here I have just drawn the separation. Okay, now object is at infinite. So when the object is just be at infinite, so the rays are coming, suppose they are coming parallel. So here is your f1 to f1. So when it is coming parallel, they will be diverge from its original path. So what we have to do, we have to extend them on the backward side, and here the image has been formed. Okay, so at f1, this is your f2, here is your 2f2, this one is your optical center. Okay, and the image which is formed here is virtual, because it has been made something else, but the rays are diverged, so they are not be meet at any of the point. So we will be take in the backward direction. If it is virtual, then it will be erect, and the size is very much point size. Here this is we consider the point size, and the image rays are parallel. Okay, if the rays are not be parallel, then also we have made the diagram. First ray is coming from the, suppose from the any kind of that focus point, then it will be parallel. Second is coming from the optical center, then also we have just be taken the same thing. Okay, now moving ahead with the next one. The next one is second condition, and in that second condition, when the object is placed in front of lens anywhere, okay, so this one is your concave lens, the separation, okay, and the principal axis when it is kept at any of the point. So the first ray is coming parallel, then it will be diverge. So I am just if it is parallel, it will pass through the focus point. So I am just extend this diverge ray on the back side. This one is your f1 to f1. Now second is coming through the optical center. So here the image has been formed. This one is your object, and here is the image I. Okay, so the image has been formed. This is the optical center between f1 and optical center. It's virtual, then it's erect, and it's small in size. Okay, so we have only have the two conditions for this image formation by the concave lens. Okay, so these are the conditions. Now moving ahead with the next, that the lens topic has been completed up to here. No one topic regarding the lens is there. Our next topic is prism, but before studying about the prism, we have to be studied about the numerical portion of the lens by using their formula. but you have to be know about the sign conventions of the lens also. If you know the sign convention, then only you are able to solve their numerical. So let's move toward the sign convention. So in sign convention, what we have? The three things, the same three things we are having. What are these three things, beta? If you remember that we have drawn in our mirror as well. If you remember, beta, first one is the measurement, which we are measured. Next is your convex lens, and then your concave lens. Okay, these we have to be made. Okay, now the conditions, the things which we are taking in this. So the first thing is your focal length, then object distance, then third image distance, first image distance for the real one, then image distance for the virtual image, then fifth one is the height of object, sixth one is height of image for the real, seventh one is height of image for the virtual. Okay, so these things we have to be consider here. If you know the diagram in your mind, then you are able to write the sign convention. How? If you know that in the sign, in the convex lens or all the diagram, the convex lens is like this. Here I am drawing it down. Here is the positive, here is a negative, this one is positive, this one is negative. Okay, so now in the convex lens, if you remember, all the image has been formed on this side except the last virtual image. So the focal length which we are taking here of this side only, so it will be positive. You know it very well that the object is always kept in the negative side, on this side, either it was we are discussing about the mirror or for the lens, so the object is always negative. The real image is always formed on this side, you know it very well, so the real one is the positive. Only one, the 6th number condition, image has been formed on this side, on the same side of the object, that is your negative. Height of the object is always be positive. If we are discussing about either for the mirror or for the lens, the same thing is there, because object is always be kept like this. So this one is the positive. The real image is always be your inverted. So inverted means negative, and virtual image is always be your erect. So erect means positive. Okay. Next, for the concave lens. If you remember, the concave lens is like this, beta. This is the principal axis, positive, negative, positive, negative. So the focal length, all the diagrams has been made on this side only. This thing we are not be using at all. So here the focal length is your negative, object is always be negative, real image is haven't formed in this, Virtual image has been formed, which is formed on the negative side, on the same side of the object, negative. Height of the object is always be same, that is positive. Real image isn't formed in the concave lens. Virtual image is always erect, so it is positive. Okay, this is what about your sign convention. Okay, so just learn this sign convention, made the sign convention in your notebook, and how you are able to understand, because after getting the sign convention, then only you are able to solve the numerical of the lens, and the numerical portion we will start in our next lecture. Okay, and with the numerical portion our lens topic has been completed. Then the next topic of prism, okay, of a rainbow and all, we are going to be discussed, and after discussing all the things, then we are moving towards the optical instrument, that is our eye. Okay, eye is our first natural optical instrument, then telescope and microscope we are studying. Okay, and telescope or microscope are your last topic of this chapter. So maybe in a 5 to 6 lecture we have able to complete our this chapter. This chapter is very much lengthier chapter. Okay, so we will discuss afterwards. Okay, thank you, that's all for today.